How many windows do you have open right now? Bet you it's more than 5. Me, I have 6, 7 tabs on top of that. What if there was an easier way? What if all my tools were right where I needed them when I need them? Well, the app I'm about to show you does just that. Welcome to CatDASH, a dashboard for all your tools in one spot. We have 8 modules in here which are achieved by making API calls. So for example, we have dog pics. You click on Get Dog Pic, it gives you a picture of a dog. So when I click the Get Dog Pic button, it sends out a request to the API for dog API, and then it creates the image right here. Same thing for cat pic. It gives you a cat pic. Same thing for a joke droid. It gives you a joke, and then it gives you the punchline. So we also have forecast, which will give you the weather in Los Angeles. The temperature is 85.3 degrees with 0% of rain. So some of the more interesting API calls we have are movie faves. So this will send an API request to give you popular movies that are popular right now. As you can see, they popped up with these 3. And we have a cryptocurrency converter. Let's say you have 1 Bitcoin, you want to convert it to Ethereum. You have 25.99 Ethereum if you have 1 Bitcoin. Pretty handy to have on the dashboard. Or you wanted to look up a GitHub profile. You would type it in here, send the API request, bam, you have a GitHub profile where you also have a link to go to that profile. And then my favorite is the Gemini AI. So you just type in a message and it responds. So if it takes longer to think, it will give you the 3 dots showing that it's thinking, and then it will come back, hopefully. And here it is. Now all of this was achieved by calling APIs via JavaScript, and I did learn a lot during this project. Some of the parts that I didn't know, I used my good friend Claude over here to ask about. And one of the main things I had problems with was, how do I put this out there without exposing my API keys, even though the API key that I used was Google's free Flash 2.5 Gemini. And Claude was able to help me with that. But basically this whole project was to learn how to make API calls, and making API calls in a nutshell is reading documentation for that API and figuring out how to implement it. So this was a good project. I really liked it. Had a lot of fun. Thank you, Code and Temple, for helping me with that. Yeah, this is CatDASH. Thank you.